Hey, babe.
Hey,
How's it going?
good. How are you?
Oh, just getting off work. It's currently 2:11 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
and it is my
Also your
birthday.
birthday,
On
yes.
my birthday. Um,
35. How
35.
does that feel?
I just feel the same. I gotta go to work tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I have some client edits to edit.
Well, later on today,
Yeah, I have to go to work later on today, not tomorrow.
which is weird because I feel like we always kind of take the day off on your birthday.
I feel like my birthday, I'm usually off. It's
Yeah.
usually on a weekend. So, yeah, it's normally like on the weekend, but
Yeah, I think
this,
last year was on a Saturday, I think.
yeah, my birthday is normally on the weekend. So Fridays to Saturdays to Sunday. But this time around, I'm actually working.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
strange.
Yeah.
We would be like going to a park or to the
Going,
beach or something.
going to the park, going to the beach. And depending on the situation, we might go to Okeechobee Steakhouse.
Right. Yeah. Get some steak dinner.
Yeah.
But we're not really doing any of that tomorrow. I mean, we can go to that other place in West Palm because they open till 2 a.m. So that wouldn't really work.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks for coming on. I wanted to sit down with you on a podcast. I wanted it to be a video podcast, but you don't really care for that.
Mm.
One of the main reasons why you're here is because I like talking to you. We talk all the time. But more recently, there's been a large portion of people.
People?
I wouldn't call them my people, just people in general who are saying that you do not exist.
Which is weird.
Yeah. I was talking to Elle about this, and she brought up something. I don't remember what she said, but it triggered this idea that it's not that they think that you don't exist. It's just that they're projecting their insecurities. Like, this guy is working a full-time job. He's doing content creating. He's helping me. I've given free stuff to people, free cameras, free lenses, free advice, given them my time, my energy, my expertise. So instead of them leaving my home or leaving a call or a group chat with, oh gosh, this guy's so grateful and great, they come up with some bull crap like he probably AI generated his wife, or he has a sex cult.
It's just odd. I feel like everyone have to find a negative in everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And to me, what I think it is that they see all this positivity that you do, everything that you're trying to achieve, and they have to find the negative in it. And the negative is that you're making me up for some odd reason, which would be weird and bizarre thing to come up with.
It takes a lot of energy to even do that. One person in recent memory, I was working with him, and I had to leave because I had to drop you off to work. Like, I spoil you in that I don't want you to drive. So. I don't want you to drive to work. We live physically, geographically 2-point-something miles from work, and I would rather you not drive, especially if I'm off. And I told homeboy, I'm going to have to leave and come back to finish this project later. And he's like, doesn't your wife have a car? I was like, yeah, she does. Why are you leaving? I was like, well, I'm leaving to go do this thing for my wife. And it just was like, this person didn't believe me. And there's even times where people invited, us out to dinner or a party.
Several, I might add.
Huh?
Several.
And
I'm not a big party person. Never have been.
Yeah, you're not a people person either.
That too.
And
I just didn't want to say that.
Yeah, but yeah, you're not a people person either. Like, I have a plethora of people who I would consider friends or associates, and they are in my face, texting, calling, sending photos in group chats, and then they'll be talking to me throughout the day, and then they'll just say to themselves, wow, he's talking to me all day. He's not with his wife. But here's the caveat. We both work together.
Yeah.
So we see each other all the time, anytime we want to. So it's like, for people to, there's my thing. I don't want to over explain. I don't want to, no. I work with my wife. We work together and we
And
see.
even if it's not at work or if it's at home, we could be on the couch and I'm watching something random and you're on your phone, and I know because you're networking with other people.
Yeah.
So that honestly never really bothered me. Not one bit, because when you're not doing that or together or spending time together.
Yeah. Like quite literally, I would pay any type of online subscription, Envato, whatever AI editing tool, just to expedite my editing so I don't have to do anything, so we can watch an episode of Gilmore Girls or something or
anything, yeah.
whatever show or movie. And people don't understand that.
Well, let's go back to the guy at the beginning of this. Well, not the very beginning, but let's go back to the guy not believing that you had to leave what you were doing to go pick me up. What I really want to say on that is that maybe he didn't believe you because I feel like maybe that's not something he would do himself for his wife, his girlfriend, or whatever the case may be. So he couldn't wrap his head around the fact that you have to stop what you're doing to go and pick me up, even though we live like so close to work, because that's not something he would do normally. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a great insight, because there are a lot of times where I will talk about in jest, in detail, how amazing you are, to the point where people are like,
a little too much.
What the hell, dude? Why are you talking about your wife for? Like, even, helping you get this job that you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And somebody would say, you mean to tell me you methodically planned and got your wife
work here?
Got your wife to work here? Yeah, because I'm obsessed with her. I want her to be happy. And also I want her to do a job that she enjoys doing.
And you want us to succeed financially.
And I want us to succeed financially.
Yeah.
And it's wild that there are a lot of people who work at great places, who have great careers, and they don't
want their wives.
They don't want their wives to know where.
They don't want them around.
They don't want them around 24/7. I just find that crazy. Like, there are plenty. You could say this here. I try to get you inside this office space all the time to do content, to learn, but that's not your thing.
It really isn't.
And I won't force you. I'm not forcing my wife to do anything, but you're a big part of my life. So when I randomly just tweet, my wife made this for me, there are plenty of times people just feel in my mind that I'm making it up. But then just how I talk about cameras, photography, podcasting, things that I'm actually obsessed with, like in detail, if I love this thing, I'll talk about you. It's just simple math. But then again, it's just simple math, but we're in a happy, committed relationship. That's not everybody.
No, it's not.
So that's another thing that I was thinking about. Like, maybe, like you said, that guy who didn't believe me, he's actually married. So he's like, wait, you like talking to your wife? I'm like, yeah, I like talking to my wife. I like taking my legal break that the government gives me to work at my job in Florida to walk my wife to the car when she leaves work. I take my time. I respect you, and I love our relationship. And when I explain it, I say, hey, I gotta go. I gotta drop my wife off. Like, I could be in deep conversations with a coworker at work about whatever the case is. And hey, I can't give you CPR right now because I gotta walk my wife to the truck.
Yeah, people just can't really wrap their mind around that.
Yeah,
which, again, it's okay. People have different relationships, so not judging on that. But
so can you like share a memorable moment from our relationship that significantly impacted you? Like something that was like, oof, this is like good or bad? Could be anything.
Repeat the question.
Like what's something that happened in our relationship that impacted you? Like something that I did, said, good or bad? I mean, we spoke about the job that kind of impacted our relationship.
True.
What is something else? Like something, let's do something bad. Let's bad. Let's give the people some tea.
Let us not go down that memory lane.
Okay.
Um, let's stay on the positive. I want to say getting this house have impacted us positively. I know I did all the paperwork as far as getting the house, but like finding the house itself, you were very adamant.
Yeah, I was thinking about this yesterday because I wanted to do a YouTube video while I was doing my live stream. I was talking to some creators about getting using an office space, and I really love this house because I said, "Ooh, this room will be perfect for videography because it's so long. It's perfect for photography." And I remember loving this house because it's 2 point whatever miles away from work. You weren't even working at the warehouse yet.
No,
I just said you were
no.
going to be working there. And you're like, whatever, babe. I'm like, nope, you're going to be working there and it's going to be really close for you and you won't have to drive. And it's right by the turnpike. So you can just get on there to go to your mom's.
Yeah. You've always had this very positive outlook on everything.
Yeah, I'm
It's
like a
very infectious.
toxic optimist.
Positive, toxic.
No, I'm just saying that because this is what somebody told me.
Positive.
They said that I'm a toxic optimist and it's annoying.
Wow. Yeah, your optimism is
Overpowering.
yeah.
It's like a strong cologne.
I always joke about how, when you're around and it's something that you want to do or you want to get, you have like this map laid out of how it's going to be, what it's going to be like, how you're going to use it, how it's going to be useful to us, and how it's going to advance you or us or whatever. And I'll just sit here and listen to it. I'm like, wow, this is a lot, but it's better than the alternative because I'm very the opposite of that. So
yeah, I mean, like what she's talking about is anytime I want to buy a new product, I just do a PowerPoint presentation.
pretty much,
Yeah, because I just
lay out the plan for me, like to see it.
Because I want you to be aware, like even with this office space, like remember we got this room and I said I'm going to do photography. Photography didn't work out because it was just the room is too small.
Yeah.
So then I opted to do podcasts, and we podcasted here every Sunday around like 9 a.m. I had Willie, I had Toya come in here.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
Let's Chill podcast.
The Let's Chill podcast. The
Man,
two
I was
dudes
like,
yeah.
What, 5 years ago almost? 4 years ago?
5 years ago maybe. It was just one of those things, and yeah, I don't know. So that I guess that is like a a really powerful impact. So what are some challenges that we have faced and overcome?
Quite a bit.
Yeah.
Quite a bit. Let's see. I don't want to get too specific because I'm gonna get too emotional. Well, a personal challenge for me was getting used to you being around a lot of female customers, no, not employees, but
Clients.
Clients. Thank you.
Customers. Thank you for shopping.
It's 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, that took me a while. Of course, I dealt with that on my own term. I'm not always very vocal with my emotions.
Yeah.
At all. So, yeah. I mean, I've gotten over it, of course. I've gotten used to it. But at the beginning, it was nonstop female clients. And
I don't know what that is. I don't know why that was, but maybe they didn't believe that I was married either. Now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I'm honestly thinking about it. Like there have been a lot of times where I've told you that some of these female clients who would try to come there and be sexually suggestive.
Explicit.
And then I'll have
there was one, right?
There was two.
Two?
And I had Jessica come and I was like, hey,
right,
can you come over now, please? This is when we were living at this other apartment. And there's another one. And I'm like, oh, yeah, they really don't believe that I'm married. but I don't know.
Or maybe they just wanted to try something.
Just wanted to try. It's exciting. I'm going to go over this, this photographer's house. His wife is in there. Let me try it on board, or
something.
I need some excitement. Yeah, I guess.
How does that make you feel? How did you deal with those type of clients?
The sad thing is, like, you know me, and I'm really excited about content creating. I'm really excited about cameras.
That's always your main focus.
Always my main focus. If I can get to try a thing, I will call Willie, Anton, Toya. I'd be like, hey, like when I first got like big into photography, I was over at Toya's house all the time. Like I have a photo of her when I was practicing this new editing technique. I have a photo of her right there. Just these are things that I want to try. And then it got kind of boring. Toya, are you available? Oh, I gotta get my hair done, or I don't look good. I was like, okay, I want somebody new. Let me find some people. And then I would go on the internet, ask people, how do a free photo shoot for you? Then I got Cynthia, the one with the flower on her head.
That was a pretty shot.
Yeah, that's right. I printed that photo, and these were, I wasn't really interested in talking to dudes. And the dudes that I wanted to do the shoots with me, they were like scammy. They yeah, man, I want you to do a photo with me. You're going to be my only photographer, man. And they would just kind of like gatekeep. A lot of guys will hold back. So when I would take photos with men, they would hold me and not share me with anybody else. But with females or women, hey, I got a great photographer. I did a shoot with him and my business was flourishing. Then by proxy, they making us money. I wasn't charging much. Giving me $50, $70 here and there. You kind of just feel like, oh, this person cares. They're a friend. Then they become a friend and they overstay their welcome of the friendship and they just stay and we just kind of like dwindle away or just stay distant friends. But as far as how it makes me feel, it kind of makes me feel conflicted because it's like at one, to be honest, oh, wow, this woman wants to, get down with me. That's flattering. But two,
that wasn't your main focus.
What the freak? Like you can't, not everything has to be about that. And it just kind of makes me wonder, what was some of these people's end goal? Did they think that I'm playing the long con or they're playing the long con? Because honestly, I would buy these cameras with our money. We're using money that we could have gone to Tibet, Bali, Japan, France, and I'm buying them with cameras. We're saving,
right,
we're being responsible.
The business.
Yeah, we're being responsible. We're having fun. And then it's like somebody would just take or use me as a way to get one off. And, that means I would take your trust and literally flush it down the toilet. And then all our years, all our stress, things that we've built, things that we, accomplished together for like 2 seconds of satisfaction.
And you would be dead to me.
And I would be dead to you.
Like I've always said.
So yeah, it's flattering. It's flattering at first, but then immediately when you start noticing, oh, this person is not really a friend. They just want to destroy. Like how the Joker, he just wants to see the world burn. I feel that's how a lot of people are.
Why do I know that? Anyways,
Alfred, when he depicted what Joker is in The Dark Knight, sir, some people just want to see the world burn. Yeah, that's that. I want to talk about like us disagreeing. Like a lot of people will see us and they'll see, oh, we're so agreeable. But
majority of the time,
but we disagree a lot.
Yeah. And then, I'll come to my senses or you come to your senses and then we'll agree on what's best for us. Like this trip coming up. At the beginning, several months ago, I was very much against it because it's like I didn't really see the need for it. I didn't really see that the purpose for it. I was very much against it. But then, as time goes by and you explain in detail, like you always do, why you're taking the trip and how it's going to advance the business. And I agreed.
Yeah. I think like communication. I suck at communicating with my friends. I'm just gonna be honest.
You suck at communicating because sometimes you'll have conversation in your head
I have conversations in my head.
when you think you're talking to me,
Yes.
or okay, let me rephrase that. You'll conversate in your head about anything, like thinking about buying a new light or camera, lens, whatever. And then eventually, mid conversation, you'll come to me and be like, babe, remember such and such that I mentioned? And then I'll be like completely clueless because you weren't
Except today.
actually.
Except about that photo.
So, yeah, except for that photo. Yeah, as soon as I saw that photo, I was like, yeah, I
I
remember
mean,
now.
like for me, I'm always playing things out in my head. So
Yeah, you're always playing scenarios, so
or sometimes
you
I'm
get
having
confused.
I'm having conversations in my head, and then I'll be like, exactly right. And he'd be like, exactly what? And then you'd be like, are you talking to me or are you talking to yourself? And I'm like, I thought we were having a conversation.
No, we weren't.
And I'll be like, I'll be having this whole thought, a whole thesis
Yeah.
about something.
At first, that was very irritating because it's like, babe, you're not actually talking to me. But then I'm like, okay, I'm kind of used to that now because to me, it's just your business brain going when you're just talking things out before like talking, physically talking about them. But then you tend to forget that you were just working things out in your head.
Yeah.
And not actually talking to me about them. Which
But I mean,
is pretty funny now.
But what I wanted to talk about as far as like that communication, but I like communicating with you. Like we have a system, a calendar. We have text messages. We are very clear on, hey,
everything.
on everything. Hey, yes. I have a client coming at 2.
Which I greatly appreciate.
The clients
so
are
I can
coming.
go in my hideout.
So you can just hide. So that way clients can come into the house and then see it spotless and clean and say, where's your wife? And I say, she's sleeping somewhere. Yeah.
I try to keep the house clean. That's why I want to know, like, hey, who's coming this week? Or how many clients you have coming this week or next week or whatever, so I can get a head start.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's not always like spotless, but I like to maintain a clean environment.
So what would you say that you've learned from me? I mean, I'll answer it. I know what I've learned from you. It's just that you don't have to be nice or say hi to anybody. Like you don't owe people anything.
Exactly.
Like there's it's like the people pleasing person in me, but there are plenty of times where I'm like, that person will be okay.
Very strong. I had to like carefully wilt that out over the years.
It's still here, but before it was very strong.
Yeah. You don't have to please everyone. You could just be you, and then people will attract themselves to you naturally.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've gotten a lot better at that, truthfully.
So what have you learned from me?
I've learned to be nicer because you never know who you're going to meet, who is going to, be that. Who's who, or who's going to be that helping hand.
Yeah.
In life. So I think I myself over the years have.
You were, yeah.
Funny.
Yeah.
I've, how would I say this? I wouldn't say neutered, but give me another word.
What are you trying to say?
More relaxed or calmer or.
You're more trained?
Trained?
Or
no.
more just
appealing-ish?
Social.
Okay. Yeah. Social is okay.
Because you were very standoffish and
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, social, let's go with that word.
But also because when you got inside the job,
the warehouse,
yeah, you were basically around a lot of people. And
Yeah, I had
this,
to be.
well,
That is true. I had to not be myself because with that job, I had to, communicate and like talk and socialize with people. Not a lot, thankfully, but some on a
yeah,
regular basis. So I had to like put myself in Gil's shoes. Like, how would he go about conversating with random people? Like, for example, we have a new associate started a couple of weeks ago, a couple of months ago. No, last month. Wow. Okay. She's been here a while. And normally I would just, she's new. She's just learning. She has a trainer. Someone's training her. I would most definitely avoid her because there's no point of like talking to her or anything. I would, of course, just be friendly ish. If she has any questions, I would answer or whatever. But, I'm like, you know what? Don't be you. Just, step out of your shell a little bit. So
yeah,
I was Gil for like several days. I initiated a conversation. I spoke to her, learned a little bit about who she is and where she came from and what she's about, which, again, old Alex would never do that.
yeah,
Would just avoid her completely. So I definitely, definitely learned that from you.
yeah, that's good. And
That's just not in my nature.
that's fine. Like, I mean, I had to learn to do that because by nature, I mean, I am a pretty social person, but
You're a, yeah.
there are some times where I just want to like chill and play Baldur's Gate or watch an anime or draw, which I haven't had
Mm-hmm.
time to draw. I just want to just be kind of like left alone. Um, which the other thing kind of gets me to like, what would you say is like a biggest myth or misconception in like relationships? Like people would think like, we're both together going out to the park, but realistically, we're like, you're either downstairs or I'm upstairs chilling, editing, doing a live stream.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're just downstairs in the bed or on TikTok. Because a lot of people would assume that we've been married 12 years,
Jesus,
together
that's a long
15,
time.
14, about to be 15.
About to be 15.
Yeah,
Is it
together.
this year?
Yeah, this year.
My God.
Yeah. So that's a very long time. And people would assume that we would be sick of each other.
Oh, I'm definitely not sick of you.
Yeah.
Most definitely. I mean, I'm not trying to be like all like lovey-dovey, but we just get along. Like,
Mm-hmm.
how do I explain this? I'm just not sick of you.
Yeah.
I really am not like, which again, probably another reason why, we get along is because we communicate about everything.
Yeah.
If I want to go out tomorrow and buy a fucking Lamborghini,
What? You want to buy a Lamborghini?
I'm using an example.
I wouldn't want
You
that
would be
anyway.
the first person I text about it.
Yeah.
Or I'd be like, babe, okay, this, and this, and this, and that. And this is why this, and this, and this, and that. And vice versa. You would do the same.
Yeah.
So
Even as far as like things going on at work or things going on in my social life, I'll be the first person to tell.
Yes.
I'll be like, oh
I'll
my
be
gosh,
like
man, guess
texting
what?
you like,
You know, can you believe what happened?
What happened?
Oh my gosh, this person, so I
I'm
remember,
like all giddy to tell you.
I used to work at this place and they would do dividends and stocks and they'll give these guys big checks and they'll get their paycheck and they'll get the regular check.
Mm-hmm.
And these guys would talk about, oh, I would never tell their wife doesn't know. And
Oh my God.
when when I tell you everything, hey, we just got this extra check. Just got a Christmas bonus. Hey, use this for that. Hey.
And it's so weird because now I'm like getting it too.
Yeah.
So it's like we're getting double income-ish.
Yeah, because we get it at the warehouse.
Yeah. So it's like we discuss what to do with it.
Yeah, we discuss what to do. I'm like, hey, I'm going to get some overtime this week. What bills should we try to knock out? Hey,
Right?
what should we save for? Hey, I really want to get this thing for my truck.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that this would be enough for this? Let's try to get that. Hey, I want this new camera. And it's we're having conversations.
Mostly because I don't try to be like a roadblock to you doing what you want to do. if it's like within our financial level or financial boundary
Yeah.
per se. So,
But I'm not really, that's the thing too. Like, I'm not, um, so I have a client that I did a consultation with, and he is very irrational with his dreams and goals. So anything that I would like to acquire, I've done like my homework. Hey, I
yes.
want to, I want to get this thing because it's this thing. Hey, I
Mhm.
found a really good deal on this video switcher. It's $1,200, but a buddy of mine is selling it for 8. Here's what it could do. There's no way I'm going to get this for cheaper. Here's the cost of it, and
Mhm.
here's how this can propel me to save me time. So we could
Again,
do this
within
thing.
our financial
And,
boundaries.
and I have a client that I did a consultation with. He went ahead and dumped like $10,000 on a
Jesus
studio
Christ.
setup. He doesn't know how to use his cameras. So it's just one of those things where, like, how do you explain that to your wife now that you get into debt, and then you're assuming that debt will propel you or motivate you, but it won't.
It really won't.
It really just
No.
pull you down. And I don't want to be pulled down, because my whole thing is, I know that my emotions affect you. So if a client is stressing me out, I might lash out with you. I might stress you out. Might say something with a sour tone.
Or just your physical appearance is
Yeah,
just,
draining.
yeah. Like, I know if when you have a specific client that's like wearing you down because your appearance on a day-to-day basis is different. I'm just
Yeah.
like, okay, you need to figure out a way to deal with this client.
Yeah,
because
and that's another thing too.
it is draining you.
Because it'll motivate me to, like, speak a little bit differently with the client, or like not work with them at all. Because it's like my mental health really affects you,
It really
and
does.
it's like, how are you going to? It's not fair to you.
Again, I don't want to be weird, but I feel the change in your mentality.
Yeah,
Like, it's like I'm changing myself when I know something is wearing you down.
yeah.
And I'm always right. It's so weird. It's like I can feel this. Like,
If it's
like
either
this.
me doing biting my nails,
Yeah,
or
I can
tapping.
I can easily pick up on your little ticks
Yeah,
when you're
I
like
was like, okay,
stressed
she
about
found out this
something.
tick. Let me switch this tick.
Yeah, I always find
Let
I'm
me
like,
start listening
okay.
to 90s R&B.
And I'm like, okay, we need to deal with this because your whole vibe, like your aura, is resonating in me, and it is not healthy.
Yeah, what's her name? Coach Cass, the whole "we're not married" really did a number on me, because I'm like, because it's like an anxiety that I have, like an irrational fear. Like, I'm like, oh,
Let me ask you. So since we're bringing her up, let me ask you. So why did it affect you? So, like, because I know that whole week was just a weird week. Whereas you, I don't know, we never really talked about it. And now I'm bringing it up on the podcast. But, anyways, why did it affect you so heavily?
Because it's a fear that is irrational, that I have in my mind, that I think is happening. But I'm like, there's no way that that's happening.
But I am here. You can see me.
I know, but it's like, it's a fear that I think that people are thinking. So it's like, why would somebody think that? Because I was, okay.
Well, you can't control what people are thinking.
I know, but it's like a fear that I know should not be real, but then it becomes manifested. Like when I was a kid.
So it manifested in your mind,
in my mind, and it came true. So when I was a kid, when I was in elementary school, I had a fear of tarantulas. And then I feared that there'll be a tarantula in my shoe in my bedroom. And fast forward to maybe a few months, there was a tarantula in my bedroom.
Spooky.
Yes. So then my whole brain became this thing of, I have this irrational fear. So I remember, a girl that I liked in elementary school or middle school, I was like, man, I really hope that, she says yes, but I feel like she's going to say no. I feel like she's just going to embarrass me.
So you manifested it.
Yeah, so it's like I manifested these fears.
Did you feel that her saying that I'm imaginary when I manifested that?
I felt as if she always thought it, because she made some comments. I have a photo of you in the office. She said, "Ooh," she's like, I forgot how she said it. She said, "Oh, it's like, she's looking down on us and she's here, surveillancing us or whatever." I was like, "Ha ha ha." She's like,
Yeah, there are cameras in my
yeah,
eyes.
or something like that. And but the way she said it was like as if you're not real.
Oh,
And I was like, "Huh, that's interesting." And then the husband made a comment, and it was that his comment that made me realize he's like, "Oh man, you're probably good with AI. You probably make things look real."
oh,
So it's like,
wow.
ooh, this is it's kind of uneasy. I feel very tight,
Uncomfortable.
very like
Yeah.
tight chested. And then she came over to do a whole day of podcasting, and you were downstairs clickety clacking doing something,
I'm always
and then
am
she
though.
came downstairs. You didn't run downstairs. You didn't run in the room, but you just went in the room. You were done doing what you were doing, and she came back upstairs. She's like, "Huh, I thought I was gonna see your wife in the kitchen. I heard stuff. I mean, I know she's like, here's, I know you're not alone here, but it was
I think
just
I was
weird."
getting your breakfast ready or
Yeah, I
something.
think that's when we were doing factor meals or something.
Something like that.
But yeah, it, so the thing that was to answer the question, it's a thought in my head that came to fruition, and it really bothered me.
In your head.
It bothered me, and I thought that was the case. And I would even say this is something that I thought. It was just me doing the conductive reasoning. Just me doing conductive reasoning. Oh, she asked this question. She said that, therefore she assumes that.
Hmm.
And I just kept thinking about it. And then when she said it, it just hit me in the
It
chest.
hit you hard.
It hit me hard. And when then I ended
You
up,
were extremely bothered by that for several days.
yeah.
And I was just like, I don't really know how to help you. I didn't really know how to help you or how to help you overcome that.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry that it bothered you so much. But I am, in fact, 100% real. Ish, as
Even
real
with,
as, I
yeah,
guess, everyone else.
even with Toya's mom when she came, I
That
I
was, yeah, that could have been avoided. I thought she would be here longer, and I'm like, I have time to take a shower and meet her afterwards, but I didn't.
yeah, I was like, yeah, it's gonna be a really short one.
Yeah, because normally your podcasts are like, well, Coach Kaz, like hours long. I'm like, okay, I have time to.
Yeah, her podcast is only 25 minutes,
Yeah,
but
it was really short.
yeah, it was really short. And then when you in the shower, I was so disappointed, and I was like, because you told me you'll say hi, and I was like,
I really wanted
I'm
to.
not
It's
gonna bring
Toya's
it.
mom. I like Toya.
I'm not gonna bring it up. It's fine. But then I was like, why is this happening? Why should I care? But then it's like the fear just keeps
I
coming
think
in there.
it's your. I don't want to be mean, especially on a podcast, but the difference between you and I, whereas I could care less about what people say, and whereas you do, which again, I'm
Certain
not
people,
saying in a negative manner. I'm just trying to bring some clarity
yeah,
to the situation because that's the reason why it affects you so heavily. Because you can see me, you see me every day, like literally every day. We go to work together. We ride in the same truck together to work and right back. And then I come home and then I go pick you up when you get off. Every day I make you breakfast. I prepare meals when we're off or we go out, we eat. We're always together.
yeah,
So it
and
really shouldn't have like
yeah,
taken
no,
such a toll, but it did because
yeah.
yeah, listen. I really didn't want to do this
No, it's fine.
over the podcast because I feel like we're just blasting our
No, it's my business, but
our business
yeah,
to the world, which I don't really like. But since we're here,
yeah,
we're going there.
mm-hmm. But yeah, that's I guess yeah, you're absolutely right. It's something
We'll
that,
have to discuss this afterwards.
yeah, no, I think we're discussed it now.
Yeah, true, but a little more in depth. I just didn't want to I didn't want to do this over the
Yeah.
podcast, but
So I guess we could like try to end it on a good note.
hmm,
What are like some goals or dreams for our future right now? Like, what are some things that you want to do?
I want to do.
Yeah. You want to go to
I
sleep?
feel like you, yes. I feel like you set me up for that question, but
Yeah. So
I
what are,
want to do whatever you want to do. You want to get up and move to fucking Rome tomorrow? Well, get up and do that. You want to,
buy Sony FX3?
not spend too much of our money? That's
Yeah.
great too.
Yeah. Okay.
I always say that. Like, I'm just here along for the ride. Not that I don't have any
Ambitions?
ambitions for myself, but you have enough for the both of us.
Oh, thanks.
And I'm just here for the ride. And
I always say like you're gonna accidentally go viral doing something that's
you always
easy.
say that, but then I never post anything.
I know,
And
yeah, you don't post anything,
you
which
never
is
post anything.
yeah, but it'll probably be like one of those things where
I'm the one that make it.
millions of wives like resonate with that, and then you just start blogging or talking, and people are like, oh my gosh, that's not my spirit animal.
That'll probably never happen.
Yeah, and you don't really care for that either. Like I just kind of I found myself like going on social media and seeing all these Nora Smiths and other women doing cooking and cleaning on TikTok, and it's like or people who show their relationships on TikTok. We could talk about that. Like, how do you feel that we don't do that?
Oh, that we don't do that?
Like, what?
I feel
Like,
great.
Do you wish?
You shoving a camera in my face would probably be my worst nightmare.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Like, even thinking about it, like, oh, we got to redo that scene.
Oh God.
Let's retake it, babe, for like pennies
irritating.
on the dollar.
I think you did this. You did that a while back. Where were we?
Hugh Taylor Park.
Hugh Taylor Park, one of those trail or parks that we used to love going to. And then you're like, I think I did something funny or something. And then you're like, okay, let's do it again, and I'll record it. And I'm just standing there like,
yeah,
excuse me.
Yeah.
Like, no. We did it. We laughed at it. It's great. It's for us. It's not for everyone else.
How do you feel about that though? The ones that are like killing it. Do you think that they have a real relationship?
More power to them. Whether they do or they don't, they're making money. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
They are making money. That's the end goal. I just wish, I cared enough about the money to do something like that, but I actually don't.
Yeah.
I know you kind of do a little bit.
I kind of do because I want more for you. Like even, get in the house. Like the reason why we have a 3-bedroom is because we wanted your mom to stay here.
Yeah.
So we could have got a 2-bedroom house and been fine.
That would have been fine.
That would have been fine. We got, but we said, let's get a 3.
You always want more for me. You always want me to be like
comfortable,
or it's like that version of me in your head is what everyone knows because you just talks about that Alex. And I'm like, I'm listening to what you tell people that Alex does or is or whatever. I'm like, wow, she sounds amazing.
Like you, like
But I'm really
like your furniture.
Admit that I'm really not like.
No, but you do a lot. Like you rebuild furniture, you refurbish it.
Do-ish, but man, I'm kind of envious sometimes of that Alex that you talk about.
But
that sounds great.
That's you though.
That's your version of me.
I live with her.
Okay.
Like
I'm not gonna like disagree-ish, but you can live with someone and still have a version of them in your head, kind of, sort of, because you do actually talk to me in your head, do you not?
Not really.
Let's be real.
I'm talking to her now.
That's just weird.
Silence her. Kill her. Replace her with me.
Yeah, that'll be weird. But yeah, any questions for me? I think we're good.
Do I have any questions for you? No.
Mhm.
I'm doing this for you.
It's
so
true.
You can ask me all the questions you want.
Yeah, I think we're good. I think we hit the nail. You exist. We've been podcasting
Ish.
for a few minutes now. There's no way that this could be AI.
I could be AI. AI is hella realistic nowadays.
I want to think about like what's like going on in relationships. Like, let's talk about the 50-50. Do we do 50-50?
50-50? No.
Like, so
As
like
far as what?
bank accounts, money,
banking? No, we
life.
have one bank.
Yeah.
We have one account. I feel like I shouldn't say too much.
Yeah, but there's like a whole thing with I pay my half, you pay yours.
We tried that once, remember?
Yeah.
How long did that last? I'm gonna let you answer that.
It probably did not last that long. I don't remember how long it lasted.
2 days.
2 days.
2 days.
Yeah.
I was going over half of, all the bills with you.
Yeah.
And 2 days.
I was like, yeah.
You're like, okay, Vic, babe, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good. No, because like this whole couples things. What about allowance? What about the whole allowance? How much allowance do I give you?
Do you give me?
That's the whole couples thing. That's these modern couples, like modern women.
Oh my God. I don't get allowances.
But when I have like a big shoot, I do like, especially if they pay cash.
Yeah.
I do like just throw the money in your face.
You'll literally throw it in my face.
Yeah.
Or I'll just go in your wallet and take it.
Yeah.
We've never really had issues with money. I don't like to spend money. That's a given. I'm not one to have to go and buy the latest fashion this and fashion that.
Yeah. So you don't wear Shein?
Or whatever the F that is.
You don't go to, what's that one that people be going to, Fashion Nova?
I've never been on that site. I've seen, the outfits on Instagram or TikTok or whatever, but I've never gone on the site and been like, oh, I want this fit or that fit or whatever.
We were talking in the car earlier. You're talking about how there are tiers to womanhood.
Oh yeah, the $2,000 woman.
Yeah,
that wanted $2,000.
She said she wants $2,000 allowance. So are you saying she's a woman and you're a woman? So is she like a higher tier than you?
No, just a different tier. She probably had a different upbringing than I did. My upbringing was, I feel like I've always been an adult. I've always worked. I've always managed money. I've always handled money. It's probably why I don't really spend any of it. I just think about, okay, how am I going to allocate this to this bill that's coming up next week and save how much of this, put that in the money market or put that toward the Vanguard IRA account. Because I've always worked. Now I feel like we're going on a different subject. But anyways, I've always been a working woman. So I was never the one to spend whatever I make. If whatever I make, a certain percentage of it, would go towards something, anything.
So what did you do to get that? I mean, I remember for me, what triggers it in my mind is the incident with your mom.
Yeah.
Pretty much like catapulting you to adulthood.
Pretty much, yeah. We were in an accident decades ago. And since then, I've always been the one to work and pay bills. So that's why
it's like a butterfly effect of scenarios where what if that didn't happen?
What if that didn't happen? I could have been one of those women that, requires $2,000 a month to do my nails and do my hair and get this fit and get this, that. I could have been one of those.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'm never the one to spend. On the other hand, you spend, but you spend for a good reason. you spend towards the business.
Yeah.
You know?
I wouldn't really call it spending, more like investing.
Investing,
I always
exactly.
look at, I use the term in my head all the time. What's the ROI? What's the return on investment?
Yeah.
Even with time, like there are a lot of times where I'll do a video, a free video. I will review a product or I'll talk about a product on YouTube. And then a company like Elgato would see the video and say, we want to send you a few things. And they'll just send me some stuff. Or the ROI of time where I would, go to a coffee shop and meet someone, network with them. They would do a shoot, or I would drive all the way down to Miami to CoSpace.
Yeah.
Shoot there, sometimes for free, hang out, and then just by me going there, shooting, work with them, sometimes for free, sometimes they pay, they pay all the time, but there are a lot of times where I volunteer. I get a client that lives in Deerfield,
right,
who works for the city of Deerfield, and I get the biggest paid jobs.
Yeah, you'd be profited off of that.
From just that's like unprecedented, and it happens all the time.
Yeah.
All from me just investing my time wisely. That's what I tell people. Like, not saying they do stuff for free, but think about it.
Yeah.
Think about the potential. Plan it out. Like, okay, I'm gonna go to CoSpace. It's let's say there was a CoSpace in Fort Lauderdale. Let's call it the Coco space, like Coco, whatever. And it's ratchet, it's ghetto. The people that come in there, they smoke Black and Milds, they smoking weed, they're playing music. What type of clients you think that I will get from that place?
Really
that's
depends.
the thing that I think about, and that's the thing that I think about.
Yeah.
But
like I said, your spendings are investments. Yeah. And I mean, to me, they're still spending.
There's still money being spent.
Yeah.
But then they come back.
They come back in profit, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So what relationship trends do you see now that you think about and you say that could not be us?
Just the whole video recording of like every single second of their lives, whether they're fake waking up because somebody has to get up and plant the camera, set up the light, yada, yada, yada. And like, oh, let's go spend the day with me doing blah, 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 blah. That would be my worst night. I'm so grateful that you don't force me to do that. You've never like, okay, baby, let's vlog for a whole day. Just give me a headache all day.
I used to vlog with Toya, Willie, and a few other people, and I'll have so much fun, but then I'll be like, oh, I would rather be with Alex right now. Yeah, but you don't like to vlog, so
I really don't. To me, it's like when you have a camera recording every single thing you're doing, it stops being fun. It stops being, enjoyable. Maybe it's just me.
No, you're right.
Because eventually it's going to be like,
have you ever recorded yourself? Like, but that's the thing too. So you went to, no, babe. No, Jesus. This is not the OnlyFans podcast.
Sorry.
No,
that was weird.
So I went to public school, but they had digital media literacy. So they taught us video editing.
My private school didn't have that.
Yeah, you went to this uppity Jewish private school. But
Randazzo.
Whatever. Nobody knows that.
Nobody knows that. Somebody might.
No, they don't.
Anybody out here? Okay, let me stop.
Anybody out here? La da 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 da. Anyways, what was I gonna say?
Sorry, you lost your train of thought.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Video literacy.
Oh, video
school?
Literacy. So my elementary school, we used to have the morning announcements. We had television. Like we would turn the TV on, and so we would be on TV. There was a production side. My middle school had video production. My high school had that. So we were consistently vlogging.
Missed out. Like I think about all of these extracurricular programs for school.
It wasn't every school though.
Oh,
yeah.
I feel like I still miss out. I never had a prom. I never did any of that because
you went to it. Yeah.
Yeah, I should have gone to public school. I'm just such a
there are a lot of things that I would say as far as I remember when we lived with Anton, we would have you would have like so many different jokes and you wouldn't get them, the
No, because
references.
yeah,
Like you didn't watch the Chappelle show.
I did not.
And it was like, what?
I have now. It's very funny.
Boondocks?
I did not. But I have now.
I
Again,
know, but it's so interesting.
One of my favorite shows. It's hilarious.
But then the shows that you used to watch were Gilmore Girls.
Hey, don't. Hey,
I'm just saying.
I love Gilmore. Hey,
I'm just saying.
You kind of like it too. I
like it
and you
when I'm watching it with you. Same reason why you like watching anime.
What's happening? Yeah, I do like watching animes with you.
So I got you watching Death Note. That was the first anime.
I love that show.
It took me a long time to figure out how to get you into the genre.
I think it's time for a rewatch.
And then I got you to watch Death Note and then Code Geass. And then...
What were we talking about before all this?
I don't remember.
I think we segued into... And our timer's like completely
Timer's completely gone.
We segue into different categories.
All right, let's end it on a positive note. Random positive message that you want to share.
I am real. I am here. I am his wife. We are married. I don't know what else to say. Honestly, I'm doing this because it's your birthday and it's been long overdue. Just to discuss certain aspects of our day-to-day relationship-ish with you all. Yeah, that's all, folks.
All right. End with this positive message from one of my favorite animes.
Oh, Lord. Really? I had to say something out of my brain and you're saying something out of an anime.
I think about it all the time. Struggle, endure, contend.
Oh.
For that alone is the sword of one who defies death. So work hard. It's going to be tough. That's marriage. That's work. That's school. Struggle, endure, contend. It's not going to be easy. Marriage is not easy. We make it look easy. We're not.
Sometimes I don't really think of it as marriage because when I was younger, I used to look at my dad died way before I could even crawl. So not my mom's marriage, but my uncle's marriages. It was just always this struggle of power. You know what I mean? His wife was so strong-willed and she would always try to control every aspect of his life and he hated that. So he fought back until they separated. So I used to look at that and be like, I'm never going to do that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm never going to marry. I cannot live with someone and fight 24/7. That's just unrealistic. So I am grateful for us. I'm grateful for our relationship, just the way we see everything, the way we deal with everything, just talking through everything makes our lives so much easier. Today, you had a step-by-step update of everything that I was doing. Hey, I'm getting off early. And as soon as I realized, okay, what time I'll be getting off, I text you right away. Hey, I'm getting off at 8. And when that plan changed, babe, not 8, maybe 9:30. And you would do the same for me if you were in that situation. And it's like that every single day, just us communicating the smallest, tedious little things in our lives makes everything so much better.
Yeah.
And sometimes I think about it and I'm like, I'm taking it for granted because certain relationships, they don't really have that. They don't really do that. So I am completely and extremely grateful that, we are the way that we are. We joke and talk and laugh. We don't take everything too literal or Is it literate?
Literal.
Literal. Thank you. Or too serious. You know, you tell me about every random things that you go through, especially at work, and I find them hilarious. Like all your work guys, I know literally everything about them.
Yeah.
I know all of their life stories, and I'm just like, wow, really? Like I can't. To me, it's the tea, it's the drama. Like, oh my God, who's doing what? Who's doing who?
Yeah.
Oh no way, who's fucking this? Who's doing that? No way. Like it's funny, it's hilarious to me, and I get a good laugh at that. So that's the extent. Like we just share like everything. So I really, really appreciate that. It just makes life easy, worth living, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Just make our lives a lot
more fun,
smooth,
engaging. Yeah.
Ish, I guess.
All right. I love you, babe.
I know all your secrets, people at work.
I said I love you.
Oh, I love you too, love.
I screw people at work. I don't know if they'll be listening to this, maybe.
Possibly. I know all.
All right, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Oh, yes. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening to our blabber.
If you want to support me, which by proxy will support my wife, go to gildormies.com/book and you can purchase my photography word search book.
Yes.
Also, you can go to gildormies.com/consultations or just look for a consultation on my website and you can sit down with me for an hour and I can help you with anything content creator related. I also help you build studio spaces, all that. So if you're supporting me, you're supporting my wife. And also, if you just don't want that, you don't really care for the book, you don't care for the podcast consultations, you don't care for any of that, but you want to support me, go to patreon.com/gildormius. I'll put the link in the description and you can join my Patreon and support me that way, any way you can. Thank you so much. Why are you looking at me like that? Like, what you... Like that was smooth or something?
That was really smooth.
Oh, thank you. All right. All right, y'all. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.